Hi mga ka-friendships! Mayang adlaw sa tanan! Maligayang pagbabalik dito sa ating channel mga ka-friendships! Okay, for today's video, alam kong alam nyo na ang magiging content natin today mga ka-friendships dahil based ito sa pinost ko kahapon sa FB page natin. And by the way, sa mga ka-friendships natin dito sa YouTube na hindi pa nakapag-follow sa FB page natin sa June Gula Gula TV, please mag-follow kayo doon dahil marami tayong mga post na pinopost doon mga friends para alam natin lahat. Updated tayo sa lahat ng oras at araw mga friendships. Kaya ngayon, dahil sa pinost ko kahapon, gagawa tayo ng video ngayon. Okay mga ka-friendships, ganito kasi ang kwento niyan. Bago ako nag-post mga ka-friendships, actually, may dalawa na nag-request sa akin na gawin tong video na to na nag-PM sa FB page natin na Sir Jun, gumawa ka naman ng video ng about sa mga common questions or possible questions sa behavioral interview for Teacher 1. Sabi ko, ma'am, wala namang interview ngayon kasi sa new guidelines, wala nang interview. Kasi wala namang points yan sa pointing system ng Deped. So, hindi ko masyado pinansin yon. So, yung isa, sabi ko, noted lang ako. And then, ngayon, kahapon mga ka-friendships, may nag-chat ulit. Sabi, Sir Jun, ano ba yung mga possible questions sa behavioral interview? Sabi ko, wait, medyo tatlo na kayo So, talagang kailangan ng gumawa ng video ganito. Sabi ko sa sarili ko, merong interview o wala, mas okay yung handa tayo. Sabi ko, may point naman si ma'am, siguro kailangan talaga niya. Kaya ang ginawa ko, ang first step na ginawa ko, hindi agad ako nag-yes. Sige, isend ko sa'yo ng answer. Sabi ko, ma'am, mag-survey muna ako sa FB page natin. And then, kapag merong medyo madami-daming nangangailangan ng kasagutan or sample questions and answers sa mga common behavioral interview questions, then gawan ko ng video or isend ko sa iyo yung sagot. Sabi ko sa kanya. And then, after posting, mga 20 minutes mga friendships, nagulat ako, oh my God, sabi ko, ang dami na nag-request, ang dami na binaha tayo, nag-flood agad yung comment section ng post natin mga friendships. Kaya ngayon, sabi ko, after din ng 20 minutes, ang dami ding nag-chat sa akin. Nagpi-PM, Sir Jun, pakisamang question na to. Sir Jun, pakisagutan yung question na to. Sir Jun, may sagot ka ba ng question na to? Sabi ko, kasi ang post ko talaga doon ay 10 common interview questions lang. So, sabi ko, marami pa pala. Kasi magka-idea na sila So, ngayon, sinama ko, actually, total ng mga behavioral interview questions na meron ako ay 35 mga ka-friendships. Kaya, sabi ko, sa 35 na yan, actually, almost same lang yung mga tanong kasi magkaiba yung words pero yung sagot ay pare-pareho lang. Sabi ko, sige, from this 30, kukuha lang ako ng top 20. Kaya yung first post ko mga friends ay na-edit yon. Edited yon. Nagiging 20 na yung dinagdagan ko kasi yung mga ibang questions doon ay from our kapwa ka-friendships sa FB page and sa YouTube. Kaya ngayon, sabi ko, sige na. Sabi ko, okay, abangan nyo bukas ng hapon. I-upload ko yung video, yung sagot lahat ng mga questions na to sa channel natin. Kaya yun, naipangako ko agad, ang dami agad nag-like sa sa sagot ko doon. Mabot agad ng 100 plus yung like. Sabi ko, kailangan talaga nila. Sabi, maganda naman talaga din kahit alam natin na wala, mas okay yung prepared. Okay? Mas okay yung alam natin na ready tayo sarili natin. Kasi alam mo, mag-a-apply ka ng work so expect talaga may interview. At siguro ginamit yung discretion ng bawat division, okay, yung ibang divisions, gumawa sila ng pointing or binigyan nila siguro ng points yung interview. Sila nang bahala ni maka-friends kung paano na ginawa yun. Siguro mayroon yun kasi nga ang teacher, ang applicant nag-e-effort sumagot. So, maaaring may points yun. So, kung may points man yun, sila yung nakaalam. Kaya ang gagawin natin maka-friends ay ihanda natin ang sarili natin, di ba? At ito pa, naipangako ko sa iba na hindi ko kayo pahirapan sa content na to. Sabi ko, sige, bukas abangan niyo yung video natin. And then, tingnan niyo sa comment section. Nakapin ang mga sagot natin dyan. Kaya puntahan niyo na ngayon at i-copy and i-paste niyo sa messenger niyo, i-forward niyo na. Pero, kunting hiling naman mga friendships. Kahit hindi niyo tapusin ang video na to, ganito na lang. Sige. Ganito lang ang usapan natin. Kahit kalahati na lang dito ng video natin, panoorin mo, ha? Kahit kalahati na lang, hindi mo na tapusin. Kasi meron naman tayong mga sagot dyan sa comment section. Kaya kasi ayoko din kapahirapan kay mga friendships eh. Kaya ngayon, ang hiling ko, kalahati ng video panoorin nyo. Pero sa kalahati na yan, kapag may dumadaan na video mga ads mga ka-French, wag niyong i-skip ha. Kalahati na nga hinihiling ko sa inyo eh. Wag niyong skip. And then, panoorin niyo yung ads kasi kailangan ko yan. Okay, so ngayon mga ka-French, pero I appreciate sa mga ka-French natin, panoorin lang hanggang dulo matapos ang video. Thank you so much. Pinagpawisan natin ang lola na, pinagpawisan na kasi mainit mga friendships. So ngayon, ito na yung mga 5 questions na tinanggal ko. Okay? Kasi mga friendships, sinulat ko dito yung sa yellow pad, yung questions and answers. At ito yung tinanggal ko na questions mga friendships based doon sa pinost ko. Kasi baka ngayon sa comment section naghahanap na kayo, bakit 15 lang to? Bakit nasaan yung 5? Kasi 20 nga yung pinost ko. Tinanggalan ko ng 5 kasi pinili ko lang yung 15 most common behavioral interview questions. Okay? Alright, ito yung mga tinanggal ko na hindi ko ginawa ng answers. Okay? So, 1, can you describe a time when you had a deal with a difficult co-teacher or a team member? How did you handle the situation? So, madali lang kasi yan mga friends, kaya hindi ko ginawa ng sagot. Kasi madali lang yan. Kaya carry natin yan, di ba? And pangalawang question na hindi ko ginawa ng answer mga friends ay, tell me about a time when you had to make a difficult decision. Okay, hindi ko rin yung ginawan. And what factors did you consider and how did you arrive at your decision? Kasi mga friends, kapag lahat tayo ito yung advice ko, kapag lahat tayo naka-experience sa ganyang sitwasyon, so makaka-create ka talaga ng sagot kasi experience yun naranasan mo. Okay? Kaya yung pangalawang question na hindi ko sinama, common sa atin nangyayari yan. Meron tayong point talaga na nahirapan tayo mag-decide. Okay? Ganun. And pang third na question na hindi ko sinama ay, have you ever had to adapt a new situation to change in the workplace and how did you handle it? So, hindi masyado, alam kong hindi to masyado tinatanong. Hindi to tinatanong, alam ko, kaya hindi ko siya ginawan. Kasi para hindi masayang effort natin dito maka-friendship. Okay, pang-apat na tanong ay, Can you share an example of a successful project or task you completed in the past and what steps did you take to ensure its success? So, common na siya, madali lang yan. And then last, ito mga friends, pang-5 na question na hindi ko sinama. Can you describe a time when you had to work as part of the team to accomplish a goal and what was your role and how did how did the team work together? Kaya yun yung 5 questions mga friends na hindi ko sinama, kaya ang nilagay ko dito, alam kong dito lang umiikot yung tanong ng mga committees or kaya COT observers o sino mang Deped in charge na magtanong sa atin for interview, ganun, di ba mga friends? Kaya ngayon, pag-aralan ninyo yung sagot, pag-aralan ninyo, no need to memorize mga friends. Ang gagawin nyo lang kasi dyan is kunin yung mga important na or yung mga magagandang thoughts or ideas or insights, and then yun na, kayo na bahala laruin yung answer nyo doon sa interview kung sino mag-interview sa inyo. At least naman nagkaka-idea na kayo na possible to, kasi itong 15 most common na friends, possible talaga to. Dito lang iikot ang mga questions ng mga COT observers, okay? Or mga committees for hiring mga friendships. For teacher 1, okay? So, ngayon, mga friendships, simulan ko na pagbasa yung 15 most common questions na tinatanong, ha? And then, simulan nyo na rin mag-copy and paste dyan sa answers. Nasa comment section ng mga friendships. So, para makasunod kayo sa akin. So, ngayon, first question ay describe a time when you had to resolve a conflict with a parent and how did you handle the situation and what was the outcome. Ito mga friendships, by the way, nasa laptop ko na yung mga friends, encoded, nasa Word doc. Nagbabasa ako dito mga friendships para mas tuloy-tuloy ang natin dito. Chikahan, char. So, itong first question mga friends, sure na sure, 101% lalabas talaga to. Itatanong talaga to sa'yo kasi ito yung dito masusubo kung paano mo i-handle yung parent with a conflicts with, like for example, doon problema doon sa bata na mayroon kang naibigay na maliit na grade, example yan mga Francis, kasi conflict eh. So, ang ginamit ko dito, yung experience ko talaga. Malaman talaga yung, ko dito ng mga experiences ko dito. Sorry mga Francis. Malaman talaga dito yung experience. Pero mga Francis ha, sa mga sagot ko sa top 50 na yan ay hindi lahat based sa experiences ko kasi nahihiya naman ako mga friendships. Mahihiya ako kapag lahat na lang nilagay ko ay based sa experiences ko kasi ganoon naman talaga magsagot eh. Dapat based sa experiences mo. So, pwede kang mag-according, pwede kang magagamit ng friend na experience pero most talaga na maganda na isagot mo ay yung naranasan mo. Ano nakaka-friendships, kaya hindi lahat ng nasa sagot ko dyan sa comment section ay galing sa akin. I mean, experience ko. May mga sagot dyan. Yes, galing sa akin, ako ang gumawa, pero general advice po siya mga ka-friendships. Naka-general advice po siya. So, kayo na po ang bahala kung paano nyo i-adapt into your situation or sa sarili ninyo. Applyan ninyo yon, okay? At least mga ideas yon, mga nako pang miss you ang mga sagutan natin dito mga ka-friendships. Okay, ito na nga ang sagot natin mga friends. Ang daldal talaga ni ate na mga friends, no? Ni Lola pala. Alright, I remember when a parent was upset with me because I gave her child a low grade on her project mga friends. Hindi ko nakakalimutan yan talaga. Talaga sinugod ako ng parent. Bakit daw ako nagbigay ng super late na grade? Okay, ang nag-effort naman daw yung anak niya. Okay, on the third quarter project, the parent was convinced that the grade was unfair because her child had put in a lot of effort and I listened to her. Ang ginawa ko mga friends is I listened to her concerns and empathize with her frustration and I explained to her the grading rubrics and how I assess her child's work. Kasi mga friends, ito na nga. Sabi ko sa inyo, always mayroon tayong mga rubrics in rating our child's or students' output, project, assignment. Kasi mga friends, para safe tayo kung anong mangyari sa future. Kasi talagang makaka-experience tayo ng parents na ganyan. Kaya ang hirap. Kaya ngayon, para mas safe tayo kung anong mangyayari, so gumawa ka ng rubrics, gumawa ka ng criteria in rating, giving grade of your students output or project ha. Yan talaga pinaka-advise ko sa lahat kahit sa group activity sa LP. Okay, tuloy natin. Ngayon, I also offered to work with her child to improve their future performance. In addition, I made sure to address any potential misunderstanding in my communication with the parent. And I followed up with an email and summarizing our conversation and clarifying any misconceptions. And then I also invited the parent to schedule a meeting with me for further discussion of her child's progress. And as a result, the parent was more understanding of the grading process and appreciated my efforts to help her child improve. And we established better communication and a more positive relationship moving forward. So, yon ang sagot natin. Di ba mga friends, pang miss you, pwede na ba yon? Sa akin ang count. Charot. Right, so number two mga ka-friendships question, pinaka-common lalabas dito mga ka-friendships. Have you ever made a mistake at work and how did you handle a situation at what did you learn from it? Kasi mga friends, kapag nasa Deped system na tayo, char, claim it, I know, di ba? So, darating din tayo dyan. Kapag nasa part na tayo ng Deped, mga Francis, we are already a public school teacher, one, char. So, ang sarap pakinggan, di ba? So, alam natin at alam ko na walang perfect na teacher. Yes, walang perfect talaga at magkakamali tayo. Kaya papasok to. Kung sakali daw magkamali tayo, anong gagawin natin? Diba? Ito yung sagot ko, pangmalakas ang sagot natin. Okay? Making mistakes at work can be an opportunity to learn and grow. Okay? Thumbs up. And if I were someone who made a mistake at work, I would admit my mistake to my co-teachers and school head as soon as possible. And I would take responsibility for my mistake and without making excuses or blaming others. Yan. Yes, mga kapatid, alam mo sarili mo, ikaw nagkamali, aminin mo, okay? Para hindi na malalaki yung gulo. Yung iba kasi, wala, panay wag na. I would then work together with my team to come up with a solution to fix the mistake and prevent it from happening again in the future. In addition to fixing the mistake, I would reflect on what I had learned from the experience and how I can improve my work practices moving forward. Ito kasi mga friendships, itong pagkakamali na to, pwede itong nagkamali ka sa estudyante mo, napalo mo, tapos nagmarka. Kinirot mo, okay? Binatukan mo, nagmamark. Umiyak yung bata, nagsumbong, okay, sa parents. Sumugod ang parents, yan ay pagkakamali yan, mistake yan, okay? Example yan. So, ngayon, kailangan, kasi baguhan tayo, wag kahit cum laude, magna, summa cum laude pa tayo nag-graduate, nag-top 1 pa tayo sa let exam, huwag tayong mag-feeling magaling, ha? Huwag tayong magalingan dyan. Kasi, ngayon, kalaban mo, top 1 ka versus 5 years, 10 years, 20 years in sa pagtuturo, mas lamang talaga yung maraming experiences mga ka-friendships. Kaya magtatanong tayo kung anong dapat gawin, okay? Kasi kahit 3 years, 5 years, mayroon pa rin siyang experience at yung 1 year experience, let us respect these people kasi marami din yung mga challenges pinagdaanan kaya natututo yan sila, okay? So ngayon, this might include seeking feedback from my co-teachers o school head and looking for ways to develop my skills so that I can do my job more effectively. And ultimately, being honest, taking responsibility, and learning from my mistakes would help me to grow both personally and professionally. Yan, mga friendships, ha? And then, kapag nasa, na tayo sa trabaho na, let us respect and be kind to our co-teachers or colleagues, ha? Huwag tayong mag-feeling-feelingan, ang ganda ko, mas maganda pa ako sa'yo. Oh, huwag tayong gano'n. So, let's now, magtatanong kapag hindi sure, pag unsure tayo sa mga gagawin, magtanong sa kasamahan. Two heads better than one. No one is, tawag nito, char, na wag na tayo maglalayo kasi magkamali tayo. Number 3 na ang haba ng video natin, okay? Pero sabi ko naman sa inyo, mga friends, pag pagod na kayo manood sa akin, pwede nyo stop ang video, go na kayo, gora na kayo, okay? Kasi alam kong mahalaga yung mga oras, yung mga friendships, at marami pa kayong gagawin, so feel free lang to leave, char. Basta ha, pinangako nyo sa akin, hindi kayo nag-skip ng ads dyan sa lahat ng dumaan kanina kasi naka 19 minutes na tayo ngayon. Alam ko maraming ads. Sana hindi ka nag-skip mga friends. Para worth it naman yung mga effort ko sa pagsagot ng mga common questions sa behavior interview mga friends, diba? Para hindi ako char lang. Ha? Basta sige, magbabay na kayo. Basta tuloy lang ako dito. Mahaba pang video kasi gusto kong basahin lahat ang answer sa sagot ko. Okay? So, number 3. Wait, number 3 ba tayo? Or number 4? Okay. Number 3, have ever had to deal with difficult parent and how did you handle the situation and what was the outcome? Okay, in a In hypothetical situation, dealing with difficult parents can be challenging, but it is important to remain calm and professional, mga friendships, ha? And I would start by listening to the parents' concerns and addressing them one by one. And I would try to understand their perspective and empathize with their feelings. And I would also explain, mga friendships, my own point of view and try to find a mutual solution that benefits both parents and both parties, the parents and tayo. And it's important to always communicate respectfully and avoid getting defensive or confrontational, mga friends. Bawal yan. Big X yan, mga friends, ha? Huwag tayong sugod, huwag nang huwag kayong makinig lang tayo. And then, kung ano yung dapat isagot, yun lang, ha? Huwag nang masyadong mga char-char dyan para hindi lalaki yung gulo. Okay, the outcome would benefit on the specific, depend on the specific situation, but the goal would be to find a resolution that satisfies both the parents and the relevant parties involved. Yon. So, number 4 tayo, mga friendships. So, can you describe a time when you had to adapt your teaching style to meet the needs of specific students or groups of students? Okay, ito, mga friendships ay general advice na dito. So, ngayon, ito yung mga points of view ko dito sa question. So, example on how a teacher may adapt their teaching style to meet the needs of specific students is, for instance, mga friendships, a teacher may have a student with a learning disability, okay? Such as dyslexia, mga friendships. In this case, the teacher may need to adapt their teaching style to accommodate the student's needs, okay? And then they may provide the student with additional resources such as the audio recordings of lectures or assignments, visual aids or diagrams to help with the comprehension and extra time to complete assignments. And then, similarly, a teacher may have a group of students with different learning styles such as visual, auditory, or kinesthetic learners. In this case, the teacher may use a variety of teaching methods such as, ito, mga friends, ito yung number 4 na question. Ito yung always kong sinasabi sa mga chinecheck kong lesson plan na dapat pong differentiated activities ang gamitin natin at mag-provide ng rubric sa bawat group activity kasi pag differentiated activity, iba-iba ang gagawin nun. Kasi parang to cater all the needs of the students. Kasi hindi naman lahat ng learners natin ay pantay-pantay ang level of learning dyan. Hindi naman lahat ng learners natin ay pareho yung learning style at hindi rin lahat ng mga learners natin or students natin ay pareho yung teaching style ang ibibigay para maintindihan na no, hindi. Kaya tingin mo sa bata na nahihinaan ka sa kanya, dull or bobo, no, wala pong ganon. Matalino po siya maaari sa ibang paraan. Kaya yung teaching style natin or teaching methods natin, ibahin natin, mag-adapt tayo ng ibang teaching strategy to suit her or their needs. Kasi kung magaling sa arts, di padrawingan mo. Kaya nga, sabi ko, pag divergent activities, mag-provide ka ng poster making or drawing. Slogan, or essay, making song, rap song, ganun. Lahat pwedeng gawin natin, mga friends, kasi nga, para to address the needs of the students. Huwag tayong feeling magaling. Yung bata na iiwan. Kaya tayo ang mag-a-adjust, okay? Alright, let's now proceed to number 5. Napakadalda ni Lola, mga friendships. So number 5 question here, how have you handled a situation where a student was consistently disruptive or challenging in the class? Okay? So, ang sagot din natin, mga friendship, ay naka-general advice, okay? Kumuha kayo ng points dito or thought, insight, para i-compose yung sarili yung sagot, because yung paano ko sinagot. Kasi ito, hindi to based sa experience ko. Kasi sabi ko kanina, hindi lahat ng sagot dito ay binase ko sa experience ko. Kasi baka pag after watching this video na to, i-judge na ako, gano'n pala si Sergio, gano'n pa. Huwag na, kaya I gave you general advice, okay? Okay, here are some theoretical ways that the teacher can handle a situation where a student is consistently disruptive or challenging in a class. All right, one is have a private conversation. Okay, number two, we need to have enforced classroom rules. Okay, and then number three is positive reinforcement. For um, involve parents and guardians, counselors, ganon. And then number five, implement consequences. Okay, yun yung five importance na gawin natin kapag meron tayong mga challenging students in a class, right? So, my explanation, kayo na magbasa lang sa comment section. Sa comment section Shortcut lang yon, okay? Number six, can you tell me about a time when you had to work collaboratively with other teachers or staff members to achieve a common goal? Alright, ang ano natin dito ay naka-general in advice din tayo mga friendships ha. And then, basahin ko lang mga ilang paragraph. Huwag na kong tapusin kasi alam kong sawang-sawa na kayo sa boses ko ngayon. Kasi alam kong nandiyan na kayo, mayroon ng sagot tayo dyan. Kaya, I don't know din kung mayroon pa tayong audience ngayon kasi sa habang 25 na. Alright, so here are some examples on how teachers or staff members can collaboratively work together to achieve a common goal. Alright, teachers working in the department can to develop an interdisciplinary thematic unit for students by collaborating and brainstorming about how subjects and materials can be integrated, and they can design innovative teaching methods and educational materials that can engage students and help them learn in a more holistic way. Ito mga Francis ha, since nag-check din ng LP, di ba? Sabi ko, mas okay din ang LP na meron tayong na-integrate na 2 to 3 subjects. Okay? Mas okay yun, maganda yon kasi para mas interesting yung lesson natin. Hindi yung napaka-boring, di ba? So, please, sa mga magpa-check pa lang sa akin na LP, dapat pong may naka-integrate at least 2 to 3 para mapawaw ang CO2 servers natin, right? So, let's now proceed number 7. Have you ever had to address students' academic or behavioral concerns with their parents or guardians, and how did you handle the conversation? Okay? And our answer here, naka-general advice then. So, when addressing academic or behavioral concern with the students, parents, or guardian, it's essential to approach the conversation in a calm and respectful manner, and keeping in mind that they are probably concerned about their child's grade or child's well-being, okay? And just like the teacher or staff member. So, here are few steps, mga friends, that a teacher or staff member can take to handle the conversation. One here is schedule an in-person meeting. Yung face-to-face meeting. Yung in place, yung ano, nag-meeting kayo, hindi yung virtual na ano, yung in person, mag-meeting kayo. And number 2 is focus on objective observations. And number 3, listen attentively. And 4, collaborate on a plan. And number 5 and last, mga friends, just follow up. Yun yung mga steps na dapat nang gawin. So, mayroon yung mga explanation. Kayo na magbasa dun sa mga friends. Nilagay natin dyan, okay? Alright, number 8, can you give an example of a time when you utilize technology in teaching to enhance students' learning? The answer is example of how technology can be used in teaching to enhance students' learning, such as using educational apps, online interactive tools, and virtual learning environments. So, for instance, mga friendships, a teacher may use virtual reality technology to take their history students on a virtual field trip to explore historical places. Yan yung mga AP subjects, social studies subjects, mga ka-friendships, pwede yan. At saka mga science, mga ka-friendships, di ba? So, pwede yan, maganda yan sa kahit kasi yung pandemic, bawal lumabas, di ba? So, may virtual field trip, pwede yun, mga ka-friends, using this VR technology, okay? And now here, the teacher can also use online resources such as videos, simulations, and interactive tools to enhance students' learning and facilitate differentiate instruction for students with diverse learning needs. Okay, next is number 9 question. How have you incorporated diversity? Yes, ito yung pinakamaganda ni mga maganda maka-Francis, no, diversity and inclusivity in your classroom. Ito yung nasa TRF, RPMS, TRF, Objective 9 and 10, okay? Inclusivity and ano dito din, diversity. Yung Objective 9, yung COI, Classroom Observable Indicators, doon ay yung si Clara na ADHD learner siya, o kaya yung nung TRF 10 objective about IP learner, pasok siya dito mga-franchise kasi inclusivity at saka diversity mga-franchise. So, here are some examples or suggestions on how to incorporate diversity and inclusivity in the classroom. Naka-general advice ng mga-franchise. Super init mga-friendships kasi nasa loob tayo. Pag nag-vlog ako mga-friendships, walang electric fan para walang maingay. Okay? So, number 1 is we need to use a diverse range of materials. Correct. Check na check. Dapat meron tayo niyan. Number 2, create a respectful environment. Very good. Like yung mga, pag for mainstreaming naman sa public maka-friendships, hindi mas for the whole week kasama siya ng mga regular students. May mga time ipo-pull out sila, pull out SPED class nila maka-friendships. So, ganon. Siguro twice in a week, the rest na remaining na tira ay sa SPED class nila. Kaya we need to also inform the regular students that let's respect these students, ganon, para aware sila maka-friendships. Hindi sila magugulat. Kasi talagang magugulat din sila kapag nakikita nila na yung may ginagawa na hindi normal yung ADHD learner doon sa classroom. Kaya dapat inform sila ha, mga ka-franchise. Hindi dahil ipahiya ang bata, kundi for them to know kung ano yung bagong kasama nila ha. Huwag yung i-surprise lang, ma-discover na lang nila. No! Alright, to celebrate diversity, and then next is we need to incorporate a variety of teaching methods, and last, number 5, encourage students' voice. Yan. And then number 10, can you tell me about a time when you had to handle difficult conversations with students or their family regarding their academic performance or behavior? Oh my God, ang haba mga 31 na! Okay, number 1, general advice is be prepared. Number 2, be empathetic. Number 3, be clear and specific. Number 4, offer solutions. And last and 5 is follow up. Yon. 11 mga friends, is malapit na tayo matapos. Have you ever implement a new teaching methods or strategy to improve students' engagements or achievement? And can you describe the process and results? Yeah. And naka-general advice din tayo detail. Here is our answer mga friends. Teachers may use various methods and strategies to engage students and improve their academic performance. And some examples of these strategies may include project-based learning and flipped classroom differentiated instruction. Pasok siya, yung parati kong sinasabi talaga sa inyo. And then, inquiry-based learning and more. And the effectiveness of these strategies can vary depending on the teacher's implementation and the students' receptiveness. And teachers may evaluate the effectiveness of these strategies by measuring student learning outcomes such as grades, completion of assignment, participation rates, quiz, mga friendships, and group activity, kung na-apply ba nila, ganon. So, ang dami to evaluate the learning, to evaluate the strategies that you apply, if effective ba siya sa mga students or learners. And number 12, can you tell me about a time when you had to balance the needs of multiple students with different learning abilities in the classroom? In classroom setting, mga ka-friends, it's not uncommon to encounter students with different learning abilities and styles. Okay? Connected din siya kanina sa discuss ko, yung inclusivity, yung ano. So, one effective way to balance their needs is use differentiated instruction. Discuss pa rin natin siya. This involves creating lesson plans that cater the different learning levels, such as the incorporated the visual aids, allowing of group work, and providing one-on-one instruction as necessary. Yan mga friendships. And number 13, yan. Have you ever been in a situation where you had to respond quickly and effectively in an emergency or crisis situation in the classroom? So, 1 year mga friends, my advice here is to stay calm. kahit na binigyan ka ng task na kailangan mo matapos in 2 days, project yun. Tapos, and then you think the super hirap tapusin ang gawin, and then just allotting you to finish that in 2 days lang. So, kailangan calm lang tayo. Stay calm. Number 2, evaluate the situation even though you know already na mahirap. And then number 3, communicate effectively. Maging mabait mo rin tayo. And then 4, take appropriate measures, follow school protocols, yon. And then last, attend to students' needs. Okay, ganon. So, number 4, second to the last time, mga friends, malapit na. Tiisin nyo lang. Sino pa ba dito ang umabot dito sa time na to? Say present. Comment down below, mga friends, kung umabot ka ngayon dito sa dulo. Say hi. So, number 14 is tell me about a time when you had to learn new skills or technology quickly, especially during the pandemic hit, mga friendships, and how did you go about it and what was the outcome. Okay, so general advice, I did not use my own experience again, so this one can help us paano natin sagutin kapag ito ang question. So, kumuha kayo dito ng idea lang, ka-friends. And the pandemic has forced many people to adapt the new ways of working, learning, and communicating, often requiring them to learn new skills and technologies quickly. Yeah. Yes, alam natin to kasi lahat tayo noon, especially kahit yung mga new, mga bagong pasa ngayon ng board, they also can relate kasi kailangan na matutunan paano mag-join sa Zoom, paano mag-join sa Google Classroom. Lahat tayo noon, kahit teachers and students. We meet halfway. Nag-meet tayo sa gitna kasi kailangan natin mag-cooperate. Without the cooperation of the students and the parents, my goodness, wala tayong matatawag na successful school year. Ay, nako. So, talagang itawan lang natin yung mga na-experience natin during pandemic. Lahat tayo noon ay nangangapa kasi lahat tayo noon ay sinabak sa walang kaalam-alang idea na darating yung COVID-19. Okay? So, yun. Let's now continue. So, one example is the sudden shift to remote work and virtual meetings, which require people to quickly learn how to use the video conferencing software and other online tools. Kasi mayroon naman tayong mga students dati, hindi naman malapit lang sa mga malayo. Ay kahit malapit lang student, bago pa rin pumunta ng school. Kaya lahat ay required to attend classes virtually or naka-Zoom, naka-Gmeet, ganon. Kaya kung anumang mga app tool na ginamit ng mga teachers ng school during pandemic, di ba? So, yun. So, mandami niya kayang basa mga friendships. Marami yun. So, intindihin nyo na lang yun. So, last na tayo. Okay. Tell me about, last question, 15, okay? Tell me about a time when you had to work with a tight deadline, okay? And how did you manage your time and prioritize your task? Alright. So, general advice. Imagine you have been given a task to write a report on a complex topic and then something like that. And ito yung gagawin natin, mga friends. 1 is to break down the task. Number 2, prioritize the work. Number 3, use time management techniques. And then minimize these distractions, stay organized, and then take breaks. Okay? So, yung mga friends, ang gagawin sa 15, suggestion lang yon okay? Sino ngayon ang nakaabot dito sa 38 minutes? So, ilagay niya doon, say present, sa umabot ako sa dulo. Thank you so much, mga ka-friendships. So, support ninyo sa panonood dito hanggang dulo. Okay lang yung iba hindi pinanood hanggang matapos ang video. Okay lang yun kasi sabi ko naman, nasa inyo yon. Feel free to leave. Kahit basta ang hiling ko, umabot sa gitna. Umabot sa gitna. So, ngayon mga ka-friendships, that's all for today's video. Thank you and sana ito yung video ito na nakatulong sa atin. Bigyan nyo naman ng like at baka hindi ka pa na mag-subscribe ka na. And see you sa next video. Bye! Love you all.